Protect sons, protect daughters. Hot tea, cold water. Too often I've seen the selfish side of things. People take pride in
Hey,
let's go.
All right, let's get this party started, y'all.
Sorry for the delay, everyone.
And we want to make sure that all of you are sharing, right? Make sure everybody's sharing.
We on Facebook Live too. Maria Antoinette Davis, Can't Be Silence podcast on Facebook Live.
Absolutely. And you're on Boardwalk Global Media.
Yes.
On YouTube, right? You can be there. Make sure you share the show wherever you're watching from.
Every Monday, each and every Monday.
5 o'clock-ish.
Don't be saying 5 o'clock.
5
because it's 5:20 something.
Yeah, it was that kind of day today. All right, y'all. So give me 2 seconds and I'm going to hit
What's
the
the
button.
weather?
Yep, we're going to punch in a hot second. Don't worry about the clock down.
You the weatherman.
Yeah, so I got to talk about the weather real quick. And
You trying to have a Barry White voice?
Yeah, today I'm like that. There you go, Ray.
Where's my purple screen?
Oops, sorry. Hold on.
Where's my Galaxy?
I went too far down. I know you want the Miss Cleo look.
Yeah, this is the story of the age of Aquarius.
There you go.
This is Black Music Month.
Oh, is it?
Who sang that song, Age of Aquarius?
That's the Fifth Dimension.
Oh, okay. You good. We'll start popping out songs.
Yeah, the Fifth
It's
Dimension.
Black Music Month.
Come on, and we
This
hit
ain't
the
only
button.
about Jay-Z and Future.
Once again, it's the Can't Be Silence podcast, and right now in New York City, we're at about 78 degrees. It's partly cloudy. I don't know about that partly cloudy stuff that they're talking about, because it's really nice out today. It was a nice.
It's gonna rain later.
Is it gonna rain?
We're gonna have a little rain in the week.
All right, cool. Big shout out to y'all coming across the Triborough. I saw you, a little bit of traffic out there. Steinway Street was alive and kicking today. Big shout out to everybody on Laurel Hill Boulevard. All you guys that are listening in your Uber cars, because I know a lot of times you listen to Uber cars. You listen to the radio and you listen to Tuned In, or you listen to Spotify, or you're listening to YouTube from off your phone. I want to thank you for the support. Thank you so much. I got a message about that the other day. You don't acknowledge the cab drivers. I was like, okay, you know what? Let me acknowledge
You
the
got
cab drivers.
listening to you?
Got cab drivers that tune in. So I had to
Shout out
acknowledge
to
that.
the cab drivers.
Shout out to the cab drivers. They tuned in. I'm like, all right,
Please
bet.
start stopping for black. Please start stopping for black people again.
That wasn't those cab drivers. It's the Uber. The Uber
the
cab
Uber.
driver. They pick up everyone. We pick up everyone, Maria. So it was cool. So they listen to Boardwalk Global Media. We love that. Big shout out to everybody on the
Why
Zoom.
is so loud?
Is it loud for you? What do you want to do?
Are you going
Is that you? Is that yours?
Yeah, mine is like ridiculous.
Is that yours?
Oh, yeah.
How's that feel?
Yeah, now. Yeah. I'm like,
That's a
what
little
the
bit.
heck? You was trying to test my hearing?
Just to make sure you're paying attention. 1, 2, 3, and bang.
Bam.
Word up. Big shout out to everybody in the house. And the host of the most, Maria Davis is in the building. Maria, what's going on, man?
Hopefully, Danine will be here in a minute.
Okay. All right. But what was going on with you this week? You were busy. First of all, we didn't even talk this much.
Shout out to DJ Bring 'em Out. His mother's birthday was yesterday.
Oh.
As usual, I can't do nothing. I was out there trying to, get people to purchase my African-American black gifts.
Right.
And I could not do that because I was on the grill like the week before.
Oh, they got you cooking?
We was out there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for Memorial Day.
Oh, wow.
On Tuesday, I couldn't even walk.
Damn. You
I
did
was
that?
bad.
Didn't you do that 2 weeks ago?
No, that Memorial Day was last week. Not
Oh,
2
yeah,
weeks
my
ago.
bad. All right. Yeah.
This Sunday and then last Sunday was Memorial Day Sunday.
Got you.
June 1st was just last Wednesday.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. We in our 6th month already. Lord have mercy.
Wasn't it just New Year's? Like it was just New Year's the
it
other
was
day.
just like Christmas the other day.
Yeah,
Forget New Year's, Christmas.
yeah. We are. I mean, next month you're paying July's rent, and we start the summer.
Oh,
Like that's crazy. We're 7 months in.
7 months.
It's almost time to start planning for Thanksgiving and
Yes, and Christmas.
and Christmas again.
and golf.
Golf season.
No, our event, the OSG.
Yes, big shout out to OSG, my man
Yes.
Lazy Lays. They're having an event actually up in Pelham Parkway.
Yes.
Up in Pelham What's the golf course? I don't have that flyer.
I'm gonna get the flyer.
But they're doing it this. Are they doing it Saturday and Sunday?
No,
or Sunday?
It's just Sunday.
Just Sunday. Big fundraiser too. Marie, you got to pull a flyer for that. That's gonna be crazy.
Yes.
We're trying to get a band there. We're hoping for the best on that we can get that done. So that's what's happening with that. Big shout out to Winston Faison in the house. Tap Waters in the house.
Yes, Tap Waters.
Manaya. Hey, what's up, Manaya? Manaya from Pharaoh's Academy's in the house, so I see you. Just so that you know, right? Manaya's like, we do this in my school all the time. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to Manaya. Good to see that you in the
Manaya
house.
some questions, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Manaya, unmute yourself and say hi.
Hey.
There you go.
Wait, where's your beautiful face?
We don't see you on camera,
don't-
Miss Manaya.
Right, don't say you not makeup ready neither.
There she go.
Hi, Manaya.
That is so dope. It's good to see you.
Hi.
I love her. She
What you guys doing on this fine Monday?
We doing all right. So just if you guys don't know who Manaya is one of my students. I teach podcasting and broadcasting at Pharaoh's Academy. And Manaya is one of the students that actually gravitated to it. You know what I'm saying? And she used to come in with a group, and now she basically just comes in by herself and she does her own podcast all by herself. So the other day I brought Maria to the school, and Maria met Manaya, and Maria met the principal, and the principal was a very big fan of Maria's because she's on 22 Twos at Jay-Z. And during Homeboys, my man Dr. Brown, during his formative years, you know, that Reasonable Doubt album was his album he used to listen to all the time.
Yes.
So that was what's up. So he saw Maria. Manaya, how's everything going?
Everything's going fine, you know.
Oh, she's in the school.
Are you in the school?
I just stood in the school to go on here.
Oh,
There you
Yeah,
go.
I was in a podcast room a little while ago.
Okay, all right. Oh, that's dope. Well, yeah, are you in the studio upstairs on the 4th floor? That's what it looks like.
Yes, I am.
There you go. That is the Pharaoh's Academy studio on the 4th floor of the school, and I actually built that. I actually did the whole build out for that. So what's up, Reed? Talk to Manaya. You got her on. Let's go to work.
Yeah.
While I get set up for Tap Water, I'm gonna get his music and stuff while you chatting.
Okay, all right. So wait, maybe we bring let me see. Mr. Winston is at his school. Mr. Winston, where's the kids at? I wanted to see some kids. I wanted to see an airplane or something.
You know what? Thanks for having me, but I had to cancel my flight this afternoon, so I'm sorry, it's just me, but I'll hold it down for you.
Oh.
We went flying yesterday. The kids was flying all day yesterday, so today I gave them a break.
Oh wow. Manaya, how old are you?
I'm 16.
Oh, Mr. Winston, when do you start the kids flying?
14 through 19.
Oh, Manaya,
Wow.
you are
I might
hello. He teaches
do
He
it.
teaches young people how to. Whose phone is that?
That's mine. Hey, ladies, what's up? I'm on Maria's show right now.
Get on.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Oh snap. Yeah. Calling Lays.
I'm calling right
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
So Manaya, you might want to learn some flying.
Yeah.
Tell Mr. Winston and Mr. Tap Waters about yourself. I wanted them to meet
So
you.
I am 16. I am a 10th grader. I will be going to 11th grade. I go to Pharaoh's Academy. I started doing the podcast maybe 4 months ago. And you know, I used to go in with a couple of friends and stuff, and we just kind of branched off a little bit. And I continue to do it just because I feel like, you know, there's a purpose with podcasting sometimes within youth and just within general. Sometimes it's a safe and respectable place to vent off to yourself or just vent off to the world and let people know how you're feeling. Sometimes I go in there with my teachers. I go in there with my friend Ariel. And most of the time, sometimes it just be me. And I just talk about, you know, how I feel as a teenager with these real world things that's going on, that, you know, how do I feel about it, about these things that's going on in the world? So, yeah.
How do you feel about gun violence and all of the shootings going on?
I'm gonna be very honest with you. Gun violence is a very big thing for me. And the way how I see it, the fact that most majority gun violence is coming from teenagers is very saddening. I'm talking about right now, next what's starting tomorrow in a podcast about summer youth, how summer youth could be a way to, make sure that teens don't do anything crazy, out their mind. Sometimes I feel like that's what teenagers need, including myself, like a way to, engage in other activities, talk to other kids and things like that. Because I feel like when you don't have nothing to do, you're either not working or things of that nature. Teens just want to do everything for fun. They just want to do what their friends want to do, or think they're doing what's cool and what's right when it's really not. So, yeah.
Very wise young lady.
So, Mr. Winston, I have a question. Can you please explain to the room exactly what you do?
Oh, wait a minute. I
I'm
got
sorry.
his bio.
Oh, you got his bio.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, Deneen sent it.
Yes, Deneen sent it on my phone.
Because I'm very excited about Mr. Winston because we've crossed paths sort of casually. Because there's a couple of schools that I'm building some studios in that his program is actually in. I'm gonna go, Mr. Winston. You know Principal Gates?
Yes, I do.
I've been to her school. I saw your setup. Amazing.
Oh, you saw his aviation setup?
Yeah, he's got like it's like a classroom full of simulators.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Can I go? I want to learn. I saw Yasmin Cornelius flying a plane. I said, what the heck? How's she flying? And then she said, oh, Winston taught me. I said, okay. Sister Cornelius. Okay. Winston Faison, CEO and founder of Aviation for Us. As a young African-American male born and raised in East New York, Brooklyn, Winston knew early in life his passion was to serve his community. After receiving his bachelor's degree, he chose to pursue a career in teaching. After working for the Board of Education for 3 years, he decided to change career paths and join the New York Police Department. He is a veteran of over 20 years with the NYPD. He rose through the ranks of the police department, currently at the rank of inspector, prior commanding officer of both the 61st Precinct and the 81st Precinct, and current commanding officer of the Youth Strategies Division within the Community Affairs Bureau. Winston focuses his energy on being in the position to implement positive changes in New York City communities. He believes opportunities and experiences should be available to all. Winston is a FAA certified flight instructor, commercial instrument related pilot's certificate, FAA certified advanced ground school instrument instructor, remote pilot's certificate, and airplane owner. Winston founded Aviation for Us to offer young men and women an opportunity to expand their horizon by exposing them to the field of aviation.
By the way, big shout out to Q Media Nation in the house, Kwame Muhammad in the house. What's up? How's it going? Jasmine
Cornelius.
Clayton?
Oh. She put Clayton on there too?
Says peace. There it is right there. It's in the chat room. Please talk to this brother because he's incredible.
Yes.
I love this guy.
Yes. So how did you get started? Did you start flying first and then you said, I'm going to teach people how to fly, young people how to fly? Or was that your intentions the whole time?
No. So I always wanted to learn to fly, but of course, aviation is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why people in our communities don't really do a career in aviation because we are excluded financially. So it wasn't until I got older into my career when I could afford to take lessons. So originally I started to do it just for my personal, I wanted to be a pilot, always wanted to do it. I never thought I was going to go back and teach others. So I fly out of airport in Long Island, Republic Airport. So when I started my training, every day I used to go out to the airport 3 times a week to do flight training. And as I'm going to the airport, guess what? I'm looking around. And I'm seeing guys 18, 19, 17, taking their girlfriends on dates to Martha's Vineyard, flying to Connecticut, flying to Philly. But I'm looking around and I only see people that look other than myself.
Yeah, white people. Yeah. I tell like it is, baby. I'm a dinosaur. White people. Yes, go ahead.
I say, you know what? If I get my pilot certificate, I'm going to go back to my community and share the experience and the knowledge I have. So after I got my private pilot certificate, legally you can't train anybody. So in order to get your be a certified flight instructor, you got to get your private pilot certificate. Then you have to get your instrument rating so you can fly in the clouds. After that, you get your commercial certificate so you can charge for your services. And then after that, you can take the written, oral, and practical exam to become a certified flight instructor. So now I'm able to take the kids up. All the hours they fly with me, I can sign it off in the logbook, and then they can utilize those hours to get their private pilot or their certificate.
Wow. How long did that
So listen, it depends on how often you fly.
take?
So I'll break it down. In order to get your private pilot certificate, you need a minimum of 40 hours of flight time,
Oh.
right? A minimum. So the average person doing about 60 hours. So you're looking at renting a plane, paying for the CFI or the certified flight instructor. It can be upwards to $250 an hour. Right?
Wow.
And then after that, you got to get your instrument certificates. So you got to do at least a minimum of another 50 hours to get your instrument certificate, just to be able to take that certification. And then after that, you have to get your commercial certificate. Now you need a minimum of 350 hours flight time just to get your commercial certificate, right? So you go on in. And then when you want to become a CFI, it's not a matter of hours. It's just a really difficult exam just to be able to sign off. So they're going to make sure, you're going to have to teach them everything. You got to make sure you know everything about the FAA, the rules, the regulations, the weather, everything, in order to teach students to fly.
Wow, that's deep.
I have a principal for you, Winston, out in Coney Island at Liberation High School, Liberation Diploma Plus, Principal Leone. She just brought a flight simulator. She has one of those things that I saw in at Principal Gates School that you're in. She had one. It was a little bit more advanced. The knobs were on the screen, and it was really nice. And I think she's been trying to connect with you. So I told her you were going to be on the show, and that we would exchange numbers.
Before you say, hey guys, before you say anything.
Okay, here's our other host, Lays. This is
Lays in the house.
Elliott in the house. OSG off school's ground. Go ahead, boss.
No. First of all, please, brother, listen, how you doing? We were on a call with one of the heads of American Airlines, happened to be an African-American man. And he spoke to us about Dennis and I about the importance of getting our African-American kids into the flight program. He said it's really wide open for Black pilots. So I think it's at this time that we start to connect some dots. And I commend you for what you're doing, brother. I think it's important. I mean, air travel is the future. The ground is crowded, and we're going to be doing a lot of flying, even outside of the atmosphere. So we got to start preparing our kids to normalize air travel, because sometimes everybody who travels a lot, you feel helpless. You don't even know what's going on. And just to make a joke, Rock didn't even want to fly.
Nope.
You had to hit him in the head like Mr. T. Did you have to hit him in the head like Mr. T?
But I had to get him drunk.
Absolutely.
I had to get him drunk and to make him fly. So I say all that to say, first of all, I do a morning show on Facebook as well at 6:00 in the morning called the Morning Emails, and we have a bulk of a lot of our principals are on there in the morning, even ones you may have worked with, and so it would be an amazing thing if you were to come on one of these mornings. I know at 6 a.m. is hard for a lot of people, but you seem like the kind of guy that's up in the morning and getting it going and making it work every morning. So I think you should come on, and that we talk to people like April Leone, Principal Farrington, all the different principals in and out of New York that want to be a part of this. We also have principals in Vegas and Los Angeles and North and South Carolina and Atlanta, Georgia. These are all great people and their students. Just the getting flight for the kids and having them looking towards the sky is going to be an amazing thing for all of our kids, because ultimately we got to show them that the world is bigger than their block. And what better way of showing them the world is bigger than their block than to have you teach them how to fly. So thank you for coming on, brother. And Rock, make sure we connect so we can get them on the morning show.
Absolutely.
Lays, you see Manaya from
Farrell's Academy.
Yeah.
That's one of my students. That's one of my podcast broadcast students right there.
We invited her on.
Shout out to Farrell's Academy. I designed those rooms for that purpose, Naya. So I'm glad I heard you talking earlier, and I'm very proud of you. Did you like the rooms first and foremost? Naya, do you like the room?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Ever since these rooms came in, I have never been home. I swear I get home.
You keeping the child from a home?
She stays.
Once I'm done with podcast, I come right up to the studio and just be on the. I don't leave. I appreciate you. You really made our school year a good one.
Well, thank you very much, my dear. And I designed those rooms with you in mind. I designed them for you guys, and everything that we design at Talos is for your life, for you to do what you need to do, and for you to, it's your playground to learn and do everything else you need to do. So we need to find a way to combine all of those things for the children, because ultimately we can't educate the children in 2022 with 1985 practices.
Yes.
We have to step it up. We got to turn up the game. We got to make sure the kids understand we are in a digital world. We are in a world where our African-American people are doing amazing things. We're figuring it out for ourselves, and gone is the day that we're looking for somebody else to hand us something. It's up to you to take it and you to go make the most out of it. So even now that we're combining the brother with the flight simulators and all those, because what I found out from the flight simulator, you can actually get your FAA license by training on one of these flight simulators. I didn't even know that. I just found that out through Principal Gates' school. So I'm very proud of that opportunity. And ultimately, I always wanted to fly. My eyes were bad. I couldn't pass the eye test.
Oh yeah, good thing you didn't fly.
Listen, I wanted to go to the I wanted to go to the Air Force. I really wanted to be a pilot, but I couldn't. Yeah, I want to be a pilot. I want to be an architect and a pilot. And so now, if I can see everybody fly, I'm getting to do my architect thing now by building in the schools. And one thing about Farrell's Academy, let me just say this to you. That's one of our flagship rooms. And thanks to Principal Dr. Travis Brown, what he's done and his amazing ability to allow me to be creative shows in the room. Now we have kids who love the room. We've created a Sirius satellite type radio station. We got Hot 97 in the room. We got a BAT studio where you open up a library and all of a sudden you're in a studio. This thing can't be imagined. This is the only place that something like this is on this continent. So, and maybe on the planet, I'm not sure, but this is a testament to the whole crew at Farrell's and Travis and Rock and Horace and everybody that was a part of it. But we're just getting started. We're just getting started. So like the fact that this young lady is enjoying it every day, I'm so happy, and thank you for appreciating my work, because my work was for you. And let's find a way to merge them together. Let's get the flight simulation. Let's get all that going, because we need more young pilots out there. We need these brothers off the block and in the air.
Yes.
Let's get them off the block in the air. All right. So thank you very much. I mean, Rocco, this is a great show. Make sure these people get on my morning show so I can bring the principals out there in the morning, because they're up in the morning because they got to go to work. So I kind of got a captive audience. So you guys come on in the morning and let's talk to them and really talk to the importance of flight and getting us kids involved. And you don't even have to have a college degree, which I found out, to get your FAA license. You don't have to have a college. So some of the kids that are not going to college, they can maybe go into flight school, and that could be a part of their life. So please, let's get it going. Thank you again, Rocco. This is a very important show, Maria, and thank you for having these people on today. That was beautiful.
I will be there.
You have to thank Yasmin Cornelius. She almost gave up on me. She's like, Maria, did you call him yet? And I was like, not yet. I'm getting ready to call him. She's like, you ain't called him yet. Forget it. I was like, girl, how am I forget an aviation man?
Can I jump in then?
Yes, you can jump in.
Yes, you can.
Okay. So let me just say, first of all, big shout out to you, Maria. Can't be silenced. I don't know why they named that, because that's just you, right? So I just want to say, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you, Maria, for the work that you always do in our community. And like, thank you so much. But I'm not going to take the credit here. I'm just
Who phone is that? Rock.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just sharing a message. Look, Winston Faison is beyond a simulator. I mean, like, he's taking kids up in the air and he's showing them a new way of life.
Yes.
And like, literally, today, he shared with me what a parent said, like how this child came home just different after he took them in the air. So I want to speak to this by saying, don't just talk about, be about it. I asked him to like just take me in the air. And when he took me in the air, he had me learn how to fly. And that was a bucket list. And I can't say that I will never be the same after that experience. And I hope, Anaya, that you take that opportunity as well. I think that it's important that we support aviation for us, because it gives an opportunity for younger people to do something they probably never done ever. And like, so like, I know I'm sponsoring at least 4 kids. I don't even know who the kids are, but I'm going to sponsor 4 kids to get that opportunity for this program. And, he's just he doesn't even know, I don't think he even knows what he's doing.
Yeah, the impact.
The historical perspective, Tuskegee Airmen,
Yes.
the perspective of giving kids an opportunity beyond their 4 doors is so imperative. And the fact that he's going back to his community and giving back is not something to slouch out.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, just to kind of bring it back to Winston and his program, and I hope he can speak more to the experiences. It's just incredible. When I saw his program, I just saw it on Facebook. I fell in love with it like instantaneously. And I think that you will too. And I know I'm a chicken, but the only reason why he got me up there to fly is because he said, all right, you're going to fly. I was already in the plane.
Oh, Lord.
And that's when I learned.
Oh, it's too late. It's
You
too
can't change your
late.
mind once you're up in the air.
He was like, okay, this is what you're going to do. I was like, what do you mean this is what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to get a flight and I'm chilling. And he taught me how to fly in 15 minutes. Can you just imagine what the kids that live in East New York and Brownsville and Long Island and the Bronx,
And Harlem and South Bronx.
and Harlem, and
Bed-Stuy.
what they can do with this guy that cares about their well-being.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about where you're from.
Right.
Just gives them a new opportunity, a new path. And that's the experience that I hope to bring. And I hope Winston can speak to that more in your show.
Yeah, listen, if you can drive a vehicle, I'll say you can fly a plane. It's really not that difficult, but it's a game changer. And what I mean is a confidence builder. So I have a 9-week program. They go through the program, they learn. We go through the whole curriculum. The same information they're going to learn to get their private pilot certificate. We go through the basics of that. So it's a 9-week program, and then they get a chance to apply what they learned during the curriculum inside the plane, and it changes everything. And I have parents say, you know what, my kid was, when it came to school, he was lacking in the education part, he was lacking in confidence. But if you fly a plane, then any other obstacle you encounter,
Amen. Yes.
So that's what it is. It's just a confidence builder, and I want them to leave this program feeling better about themselves, saying I can accomplish anything I put my mind to.
Yeah, because if I fly a plane right now and I'm 62, I know I'm gonna be doing something better at 80.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
Wait a minute. Do you help older people? I am still a senior. Do you
Citizen.
Be quiet.
Yes, I do. So I also teach adults. So for my nonprofit organization, 88 for You, right? That's for those students don't pay anything.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I ask for the sponsorship is the maintenance for the plane for them to fly. When it comes to the once a week, I do that on my own time, the classes. It's not job related. I sign out, I go downstairs, and I enjoy doing it. So the classes are just me and my partner. We go and we do that on our own time. The only financial burden is actually getting in the plane and flying.
So Winston, I have a question for you. It's a flight question. How difficult is it to do instrument only flying? Because instrument only means that you do not have a visual. You're not looking out the window. You're simply looking at your instrument panel for your orientation, for your speed, and so on. So how difficult is that?
It's not too difficult. Listen, these kids pick it up really quick because they're so used to playing on the games and
Instagram and
the younger you are, the easier it is to learn. Right? But how difficult is it? No, the hardest part is trusting your instruments.
Yeah.
Because when you're in the clouds, you have no visual cues of what's up and what's down. So what can happen is, in the air, you have the fluid.
Right.
And once it's unbalanced, that's how you know you're unbalanced. And a lot of times you can look outside, get some visual cues, and then you can adjust. However, if you're in the clouds and you bank your plane, a nice slow bank, and you keep it there for about 20 seconds, even if you're turned banking to the right 30 degrees, you'll feel like you're level. Right? So if you look at your instruments and your instruments is telling you you're banking 30 degrees and you go back to level straight with your instruments, it'll feel like now you're turning all the way to the left, right?
So you can get disorientated.
You're very disorientated. I mean, look at JFK, right?
Right.
That was one of the reasons. Once you're in the clouds, you can be going straight down into the water at a 45-degree bank and not know if you're not trained in the instruments.
Because you don't have that's interesting. Because you don't have a visual cue, you don't know if you're up or down or left or right. That is wild. I never thought of that. I thought like you would feel something, but
what you gonna feel?
Well, I'm just saying, like if the plane is to tilt, right, you would think that you would feel a lean or you would feel something.
That's a big ass plane. You ain't gonna
feel. You don't feel
nothing.
nothing.
No, my plane is small.
Yeah,
I'm talking about in JFK, right?
No, he was in a small plane too.
What?
You talking about JFK who crashed?
Yes.
JFK Jr., who had the plane accident off of Long Island.
Oh, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, he got disorientated and I think he crashed into the ocean. Is that accurate? What happened?
Absolutely.
Oh, so
yes, Manaya. Manaya.
Yes. I just want to say, because my phone is gonna die, because I've been using it a little too much in school. But I just want to say, being a 16-year-old girl and being able to be on here and have an experience, with talking to a pilot that helps youth is very extremely grateful. I will be talking to my grandfather and, let Miss Davis know about joining it and my cousins and stuff, because, it's my brother, he wanted to go to the Air Force and, he didn't get an opportunity like this. So I really want to be able to take that opportunity for my brother. And I'm extremely, grateful to be able to hear about this, Yeah,
we're going to get you there. We're going to get you there.
For sure. That's Manaya from Fowles Academy. 10th grader.
Yes.
Future. I call them my baby broadcasters.
But Manaya, before you leave, let me explain the experience of flying. It is scary as hell, right? However, it's like free. You feel liberated. I mean, because you have an opportunity, like you automatically think that, okay, if something happens, I will definitely die. But you also realize like there's a lot that can happen before there's a crash. I just want to say that initially. But I also want to say that like Winston as the teacher, because it's old school, but it's also like, it's not like a process that's like so bureaucratic or like, I guess someone else would say it, but he's like from our community. So like his way of teaching it, I felt totally comfortable and I felt safe. It's like two different, not only am I learning it, but he also has access to it. So I don't feel like, okay, if I crash, he's like, I'm a crash. He's like, he has me. He makes me feel like it's all on me, but at the end of the day, at the last minute, he got me. So people should not feel like, oh my goodness, I would never do this. But it's like he makes you feel like you are empowered, but then he has you at the last minute. But it is scary. But after like the first like 15 minutes, I'm like, okay, I could kind of do this again.
Nice.
And you know, I don't know how you all feel about like flying. But at first I was like, nah, I ain't doing this. But like, you know, in our community, we're like, nah, we're not doing this. We don't do too much. But I want to say, like, after I did it, I was like, this is fire.
And that's one thing about me being a teenager, you know, like I always get to talk to my grandpa and my mom, my dad, like, oh, I wish I would have did this. So I want to be able to do as many things, even if I don't want to do it and I find it boring and stuff, I'm still going to take the opportunity to do it just because, you know, you live once and I don't want to get, you know, older and be like, oh man, I wish I would have did this. It looks so much fun. So I'm all about taking the experience and things like that. So, you know, flying a plane is like, wow, like, you know, I wouldn't have to, if I do accomplish it, you know, I wouldn't have to worry about, I can maybe start my own thing one day. And that's what I'm all for, you know, helping others just find their way and not just find their way through their friends or through social media or through like things that other people are doing. Find your own way. And that's why I'm so into the podcast now, because I'm able to find my own way of doing things in life, not through other people. So.
We're gonna make sure you we're gonna
connect it. Don't worry about that.
With Mr. Winston.
And I'll be there tomorrow, Manaya. I'll be in the school tomorrow.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, I'll see you.
Honey.
Big shout out to Manaya.
Yes, big shout out. I'm glad she came on, so we can hear a young person's voice. We always need a young person in the room.
So, Mr. Winston, how can the kids get in contact with you? What's your website, social media? All
and
that
how
good
much
stuff.
is it for older people?
And yes, I think we want prices because I'm feeling kind of like I'd like to take the class.
Because Dang Rock took me up and I went to EMS. He teaches EMS, and we was up in the tower.
Yes, we were.
Mr. Winston, we were up in the tower, and they gave us a tour in Philly.
Yeah, we went to Philadelphia International Airport, and we went into the tower and everything. It was really nice. It was cool.
And I got to see all the dots. They showed us all the planes all over the United States.
Yeah,
that thing was cool.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, if you go to Aviation for Us, the number 4, Aviation, the number 4, US.com, that's the website. You can follow us on Instagram at Aviation for Us _. It'll show all the videos of the kids flying, everything we do, the teaching and everything. Facebook, you have to go to my Facebook, Winston Faison, and everything is there. How much it costs for adults? Adults cost hourly $225. Just
I'm gonna have to get a sugar daddy for that. Go ahead.
What I suggest everyone do is a discovery flight. And a discovery flight is just one flight. It costs $215 just to get the opportunity to go up in the air. The same thing Yaz did. Go up in the air, get an opportunity to fly the plane, experience it. And after you take that discovery flight, you're gonna like it. Nobody lands to say I didn't like it. But if you love it, then you're gonna continue and do it again.
So wait a minute. So I can go up in the air with you like next week or whenever you have available, and you're gonna put me in the plane and I'm gonna be flying it.
Absolutely. So you gotta understand, all planes, most planes, 99% of them have 2 controls.
Right.
So I'll be on the right side, you'll be on the pilot side, and I'll be guiding you. But once you get up there, if you want to bank left, you bank left.
I'm doing that. I'm doing that before. So I'm doing a discovery flight.
And Denise's gonna be in there. Denise's gonna be there filming.
Denise, you ain't gonna go up with me?
You gotta film.
Denise, you only live once. You gonna be scared of what? You need to be scared riding the damn train. He's gonna be with me.
Yeah.
And Ron's going to be flying it with his cigar.
Excuse him, no.
Word up, I'm gonna be like this, smoked out.
Let me tell you something. I am a great driver. I drive cross country. I drive
cars. You don't drive planes.
That's okay, but if I can drive,
I'm gonna have to admit she is a good driver.
And it's less traffic in the air, honey.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. I've been with people. I've been with pilots flying. I'm comfortable. We get on the ground. They drive me home. I be like, pull over. I'm gonna take over.
Right, they're terrible drivers.
Terrible drivers.
I'm an excellent driver. I know I'll get up in that plane and be like,
Nah, I think you'd be great at it.
I will.
I think you'd be great at it.
So I'm gonna learn EMS. I'm gonna become a trainer, and I'm gonna become a pilot. Now,
We're gonna have to praise the Lord for Maria.
yo, you are crazy. What made you put that on there?
I can't forget it.
Mr. Winston, have you ever had any young person yet become a pilot or on their way?
So the closest I'm at now, and we started in 2019. So I got a young man, Caden Spears. He's been flying. He was in my first class. Right now, and he's 15. He's about to turn 16. So he has a little over 30 hours. He is taking off and landing on his own.
Oh wow!
When he turns 16 this summer, he's going to do his solo flight where he's going to be flying alone in the plane at 16.
Get
At
out!
17, he will have his private pilot certificate. He should have his private pilot certificate to fly a plane before he get his driver's license.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Wow.
So I'm gonna ask you a question because you spoke to something that I've always wanted to know because I enjoy aviation. I've never participated in it. You know what I'm saying? I was always scared of flying, but I liked planes. You know what I'm saying? I could look at a plane and tell you what it is. If it's a 747 or a 321 or whatever, I can tell you the planes just by looking at the body and the nose and stuff. Because I was that interested in them. I plane watch, basically. How difficult is it to land? Because it was that guy the other day, right? The pilot died on him and he had to land the plane. How difficult is it to do that?
First, I was the same way like you. I had many people come to me, I'll take you up. And for years, I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. And then one day I met this guy again. He was like, I'll take you up. I was like, you know what? Everybody kept coming to me. And I said, okay, let me try it. We go to the airport. We go up the first time. I'm scared to death. And most of the time you're scared because you don't understand how the plane works.
Right.
We talk about Bernoulli's principle, how it creates lift. We talk about the emergency procedures. That makes you feel a little bit comfortable. But by the time I landed, I was hooked. So I had kids, little girls yesterday who was at the airport just pacing back and forth nervous. And you see afterwards, they're like, I want to try this again. So don't let the fear stop you. Landing is probably the biggest challenges of flying a plane. And it's just getting comfortable with the flaring and that smooth touchdown. So, I mean, you're coming down at a nice glide speed, 3-degree pitch down, and you just, you glide it all the way down. That's probably the most challenging, but it's not difficult. If you can parallel park, that's more difficult than landing a plane.
Really? Okay. Because I know you have to be on there's a glide slope, I guess, right?
Yes.
That you're doing versus what your speed is versus what the wind is. Is that about accurate?
Yeah. So when you land in and when you're on flying and you look at the runway, on the left side of the runway, you're gonna have poppy lights or Bassy lights. It's either 4 lights or 2 lights. It's 2 reds and 2 whites. If you got 2 reds and 2 whites, you're on glide slope. If you got 3 reds, you're a little low. If you got 4 reds, you're really low. If you got 4 whites, you're kind of high. So you stay within that 2 reds and 2 whites. And then the instruments on my plane, I got a glass cockpit. It's a pretty new plane. It'll put you on glide slope and you just follow it straight down. You don't actually need it because you're flying a VFR, visual flight rules, instead of instrument. You're actually just looking at the runway and you're going down.
Okay.
I want to ask you a question. Is it harder to fly a smaller plane than a larger plane, or it's about the same? One is just bigger.
Yes, it's about. So I'll give you an example. So the primary flight controls is all the same. The yoke is going to be the same. The rudder is going to be the same. Everything's going to be the same. Flying a big plane like airlines, and I know a lot of pilots that fly airlines. Basically the same. If I was on JetBlue and they said, is there a pilot who can land this plane? I can't. Nowadays, when it comes to flying, especially those big planes, it's not a lot of hand flying. Everything is turning buttons, or
Dials.
buttons, turning knobs and dials of that nature. You know, if you want to make a left turn heading 250, you turn a knob to 250. The plane is going to go to heading 250. If you want to climb, you turn the knobs to the altitude you want. The plane kind of climb to the altitude you want, and you want to go 100, 500 feet a minute. Everything is dials.
So this is what they call flying by wire. Is that accurate?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So, you know, once you get into the airline, you don't get paid for flying. They say you don't get paid for what you do. You get paid for what you know. I had guys who flew in the airlines and came back to my plane and flew, and I had to retrain them because they're not used to flying those small planes or actually hand flying a plane. But once you learn the basics, everything else is you got to get rated in that plane. You got to know what speed to land on that plane. Everybody got different speed. Everybody got a different rotation speed. Everybody got different cruise speed. So you got to learn all the numbers that's attached to that plane than your plane. And once you get all of that and find out where all the buttons are, because every plane might have different setup. And once you're comfortable with that, it's okay. It's like jumping from a Honda Accord and jumping into a Tesla, and you got that big screen. And now you're like, okay, where's park? How you put the windows down? You need to know all that before you get on the plane.
And from what I understand, when you fly a jet versus the private planes, everything's moving a little faster. From what I understand, right? Because you're moving faster. So
yes, so you gotta you always gotta think ahead of the plane, right? So if you're flying from here to Philly and you flying and it's only going to take you an hour, I'm already pre-flighting and knowing what I'm going to do before I get to Philly. So, you know, it's no stopping and looking at the sign and saying, am I going left or right? Right. So preparing and planning ahead of time is the key.
Right. Like you go on a road trip, right?
Right.
You gotta
Once you fall behind a plane, that's when accidents happen.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. So quick question. Are there any like areas that you would say are like radar blackout areas where you're kind of just on your own for a little while you're flying?
Well, listen, I can go on my plane right now and just take off. I'll fly out of a Delta airspace, but there, you know, once you get up in the air, I talk to the tower, but there are airports where there's no control tower. Yes. We fly into one. There's no control tower. You do self-announcing. You let people know where you are in your position at the airport so they know where you are. I mean, but if you're not in any class airspace, you're in Gulf airspace, we talk about that. You can fly, nobody knows you're up there. You don't need a transponder. You don't need a radio, you know. And you know, you think about it. And out in the West, where you got those crop dusters, nobody knows they're in there, right?
Right.
They pull the plane out the barn and they just fly, right?
He said they pull the plane out the barn.
He's right. But now the question is there an altitude regulation for those guys? Like they can't go higher than a certain amount of feet?
Yes. So we go through that too. Gulf airspace normally go to like 1,200 feet, right? And then after Gulf airspace, you're in Echo airspace. And, you know, once you get an Alpha airspace over 18,000, then you're on like an IFR flight plan. And that's like JetBlue. But then you have airspaces here. You have Broward airspace, which is the big airports like JFK, LaGuardia, Newark. Before you enter those airspaces, you need permission. And they're going to guide you through their airspaces. Then you have smaller airspaces like Charlie. Bravo's the biggest. Then you have Charlie, which is a little smaller, control tower. Then you have a Delta airspace, which is a little smaller, but it still has a control tower. And there's different airspaces. We go through it. So a lot of times you're on a flight plan, especially if you're going a far distance. You telling them before you take off where you're going. They're going to give you vectors, which way they want you to go, what altitude you're going, what's your speed you're going to be going, how much gas you got on plane, where you landed, and all of that is already, you know, they know that before you take off.
Okay.
And when you take off, you know, you follow those vectors. But, you know, you can also free fly, like I do a lot with students. We just go up in the air, we practice, do like 45 degrees, steep turns, power on, power off, all the maneuvers, and go to an airport and just do touch and goes, which is you just landing and you just
Come back up.
Power take off, land full power take off, and we probably do like 10 of those just to practice landings.
Now you on where's your area where they practice?
So I fly out of Republic Airport, which is in Farmingdale, Long Island. And we use Republic Airport. We fly to Connecticut and use Bridgeport Airport. We go to, I'm normally in Long Island and Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
You'd be surprised how many airports is out in Long Island and Connecticut.
Listen, do you have a summer program?
Yes, so my summer program starts July 11th. It's a 6-week program. And by the way, the program I do, most of my programming is at in Brooklyn at 127 Pennsylvania Avenue. That's the NYPD Community Center. So there's a lot of programs, in the building, and CBOs utilize the program. So the building. So my program starts July 11th. It's at 127 Pennsylvania Avenue in Brooklyn. It's a 6-week program. They meet twice a week for 6 weeks for an hour and a half from 4:30 to 6. That's in the summer. And then every quarter, the winter course, summer course, spring course, it's a 9-week program where they meet once a week for 9 weeks, and they go through the same curriculum. Between the 8th and the 9th week, we all go to the airport. I'm a member of Black Pilots of America. So I have a few friends who own their own planes. Yesterday we had 7 planes out there. We took all the kids to the airport, the parents, they got an opportunity to take pictures with the kids, video. We all got in the plane. We all flew together to a neighboring airport about 30, 40 minutes away. We landed, got out the plane, took some pictures, got something to eat, and we all flew back. And it's pretty cool when you see 7 airplanes, all Black pilots, all Black young kids, and we flying on a Long Island Sound in formation.
Oh, wow. That is beautiful. Wow. I'm taking that Discovery flight for sure. I'm taking that Discovery flight. Well, Mr. Winston, thank you so much. I'm going to have you back on here again because this is really important. We need to, so Lays want him to come on in the morning, right?
Yeah, let's connect that up.
Yeah, so you could go and talk to...
you have his information, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, no, I got Mr. Winston on speed dial now.
There you go.
I want to shout out Lawrence Pickney, who is saying this is a great program for kids. And he said Manaya is very intelligent. And then Jacqueline Fuller says, great opportunity for our youth to stay, encourage. And Carla is watching, luxurious hair, and my girlfriend. Oh, there's Lynette. Lynette said, awesome. And Jacqueline Fuller says, thank you, Mr. Winston, for being encouraging. Thank you, Mr. Winston. Now, any of them Black pilots older and are looking for a hot mama? Try to get hooked up with a pilot so I get this guy on my flight instructions.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You got hot mama classes.
Yo, you know what I want to do? I really want to do, and maybe you can help me out. I want to do a parent and child class. I don't care if it's a father and son, mother and daughter, father and daughter.
That is okay.
Trained together.
We gonna work on that. That would be very powerful.
All right, let's try to get that.
Yeah. We gonna work on that with you, Mr. Winston, for sure. Absolutely. I have some other people that you can do their podcast, and they're very connected. Somebody I just did his podcast, We Won't Quit. He's out of DC, so I think that you would be definitely a plus for them too. I was hoping that they would get on so that they can hear you, but look at Lendrick Simone. Hey, Lendrick.
All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna play Tap Waters' record.
Yeah, next guest.
All right,
is Mr.
next with Tap Waters, and we're gonna bring it in with his record, and then we'll interview Tap.
Everyday ties, what if it was all a lie, really was all a dream, and some of these songs were just all a scheme. What if it's all a plan, was just all a plot, to escape the man and escape the block. What if they never got shot, and they gave us a warning, like the Biggie Small song, when Puff Daddy called him. What if Tupac named himself Machiavelli, cause he was gonna fake his death, like Machiavelli. What if when he said, I ain't mad at ya, he was talking to Big, like I ain't mad at ya. In his life after death, he did a double cassette.
He sent a preview.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He sent a preview. Sometimes artists do that. Tap water.
Tap
Waters with a Z.
Tap Waters.
Tap Waters. What's going on, bro?
What's up? What's up?
Welcome to the show. Tap Waters in the house.
Thank you for waiting. Wait a minute.
So, Tap.
Wait a minute. I'm getting ready to read his bio.
She's going to read your bio and then we're going to talk.
This is something Deneen not digging the crates for people. Tap Water CEO and founder of 4 Wheel City. At the age of 17 years old, Namel Norris was at his sister's birthday party when his cousin started playing with a gun. The weapon accidentally fired, striking Norris in the neck and paralyzing him from his chest down. Before the accident, Norris had been an avid basketball player and a member of a rap group trying to make it in the music industry. Afterwards, things weren't the same and the group moved on without him. A few months after Norris' accident, he became acquainted with Ricardo Velasquez. The two young men had never met, yet they shared a lot in common. Both sustained spinal cord injuries and were in wheelchairs. Both felt shunned by the people they used to hang out with and found it difficult to see how people, including friends and families, I know about that, pulled away from them feeling like life was unfair. A friendship formed between Tap Waters and Ricardo Rick Fryer, two talented hip-hop artists and motivational speakers in wheelchairs due to gun violence, and 4 Wheel City Entertainment was born. The organization's mission is to use hip-hop music and culture to create more opportunities for the disabled and inspire people not to give up in life. In addition, they aim to show the world that people with disabilities can still have talents, dreams, and deserve to be treated equal. 4 Wheel City performs original music as well as motivational speaking at hospitals, schools, rehabilitation centers, fundraisers, and events all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my friend Tap Water. What the heck is that?
Sorry, what? Oh, sorry, wrong button.
Yeah, that's when you trying to bonk somebody.
Oh, yeah, you.
Oh, you trying to get fly now?
Nah, I'm sorry.
Hey, Tap. You looking dapper.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Thanks. Can you hear me?
Yes, I sure can. Somebody showed me a picture of you and Burt Purdell, a gentleman, you know, Gary.
Oh, what's up, Gary?
Gary
Delamar. That was.
He's in the studio, so don't say nothing bad about him.
Yeah. Tell me the bad stuff when you call me.
No, that was like 2 years ago. He helped us with a tour that we did, like our first promotional tour that we did. We went down south and spoke at some schools, some medical facilities, and Matt Saplin from the mayor's office for people with disabilities helped us, bless his soul. So that was a great Burt Purdell, yeah. And Gary linked us up and through the mayor's office, people with disabilities, and we had it was that was like a dream too, because I remember Biggie was like stash more cash than Burt Purdell, so I was like, wow, like that was like felt like I was in a good place as far as musically.
Nice.
Gary for that.
Nice.
Thank
you, Gary. He said you're welcome. Even though he's silent over
Yeah, he's over in the corner.
I don't know what he's looking at.
He's looking at the show.
Oh.
Yeah, he's watching the show.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
so he
monitoring.
heard you. So Tap, tell us where did you rank? Where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in the Bronx. My hometown is the Bronx, home of hip hop. 169th Street, 170 Washington Avenue, 3rd Avenue, West.
Oh, you live in the 9. You live in the 9.
9 Live, yeah.
Why they call it the 9?
That was the 9 crew. The 9 crew came from 169th Street right there.
Oh.
Shout out to the 9 Live crew.
I can't. I grew up. I went to school in Taft High School. Taft.
She was on
That's
Hoe
so
Avenue.
good.
On Hoe Avenue.
No, I grew up. I did not grow up on Hoe Avenue. I lived there for a minute. I grew up in Mott Haven Projects, Miss Deneen.
You lived on Hoe Avenue?
Yes, it's whole avenue in the Bronx.
I know.
Did you live on? I ain't getting on the Plain Avenue.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay, I'll just try to. I know the boys' club is on Whole Avenue. I know Whole Avenue. I know.
Oh.
I'm just shocking.
So before I was rudely interrupted.
Yeah,
Tab.
sorry about that, Tab.
So, did you come out of two parent home? Did your mother raise you? You got other siblings?
Yeah, I got two sisters. And my mother, she was a social worker. She passed away in 07 from breast cancer, but she pretty much raised me and with my stepfather. And my mom's was kind of like the backbone of the whole family. You know, before she passed, she actually the one who introduced me to Rick. And growing up, she always just tried to keep me involved with things. You know, put me in karate. You know, send me to Catholic school to learn music and to play the guitar, be in the band. Always supported like my dreams to do music. So she never like put that down. So growing up, I had like a supportive mother and household as far as my dreams are concerned. And like then, you know, playing basketball and doing things in the streets as I got a little older. That, you know, that's what happens to us young kids. Sometimes we go our own path out on the streets and get involved with the wrong things. And that's how the whole situation came with me being shot by my cousin in the wheelchair. Like us trying to, I guess, you know, June is also Gun Violence Awareness Month too, and that's why I'm wearing my orange too, because we wear orange to support that initiative. But the whole thing is like, I feel like what happened to me was an accident, it was a mistake, but also I feel like there's a responsibility of the path that I was choosing at the time that came back and just like smacked me in my face. And that's why I like to like go to schools and speak to kids about it, because, you know, sometimes we don't get to see like every step that's going to happen. We just see like one thing. You get a gun and you think sometimes that what's going to happen is you're going to shoot somebody and everything's going to be hunky dory, but that's not the story. And that's not what happened for me. So growing up, it was cool. And then guns, like I kind of compare it to like the movie Juice. You see how they always like, shout out to Tupac again, but you see how they always having a good time going to school, and then like a gun came into play, and then like they turned against each other. Q, he couldn't even be a DJ no more. It was like so much stuff happened. So that's kind of similar to my story. A lot of young black men in the community, when we get involved in like negativity, sometimes it just takes over.
Quick question: did you feel any resentment towards your cousin?
Excuse me?
Did you feel any type of resentment towards your cousin? Were you able to forgive him? What was that process like, you know, immediately after the situation happened?
Yeah, early on I did. When I didn't really understand the impact that being paralyzed meant. I didn't understand like how much my life was going to change because of that. And when I did, I did get a lot of resentment towards him, and just towards a lot of things, you know, just my whole being in the past, you know. So, but as I matured and got older, and you get to see how things play out, and you kind of understand that everybody has a story. And I learned that I can't take all of this personal either, because I mentor a lot of people that get injured, and you just get to see like this is like more like a crisis too. A lot of people go through things, so it's not so much as a personal thing for me. So that's why I don't like hold that resentment anymore. It's more like trying to push forward and like see. I feel like I'm still here for a reason, so
right.
That reason, it keeps me going, and I get to like reflect on that and like feel like it's bigger than me.
Now, are you a part of the city's new, violence interrupters? Who's that? Aisha Sekou, Erica from Life Camp. Are people involving you when they're out in the street doing the work?
Yeah, I've worked with Erica Ford and Aisha, and I've known Erica and them with Guns Down Life Up for years. Been to a lot of their marches, a lot of their events, and what they're doing now is great, because I feel like I do music, and I'm a disability advocate, so I have so many different like hats I wear when it comes to my advocacy work. But But what I like about what they do, they keep like the focus going as far as like the public sector, the congressmen, and getting like those finances and people and really getting things that the youth need. And what my thing is, what I do when it comes to a lot of that is I try to be a voice. I like to share my story, my testimony. I like to perform my music, and I like to be a voice to like the youth, because I feel like that's when it happened to me. So I feel like they will relate to the best version of me when I do that, because my life is still kind of stuck on 17 to me. So a lot of times all I want to do is perform and rap and speak. So that's why what Eric and them do is like the foundation of the work that needs to be done.
What more do you think needs to be done? Because clearly the kids ain't listening to nobody right now. You can't blame them because there's a lot of stuff going on.
That's kind of why I don't rush to everything. Like just when I don't react to everything that happens, because I feel like there is some kind of big disconnect happening right now. Where I mean, when I was young, I was very rebellious, and when you're rebellious and people try to like enforce these like positive ideas on you, sometimes it makes you want to rebel more. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening. In a sense, I think like the media, the backlash is kind of like adding to a lot of like the aggression from the other side, and I feel like the communication needs to be better from the standpoint of getting to people before they get to that place of that anger or that hate where they want to like do something to somebody or just randomly. That I feel like there's a disconnect in that early on conversation, and people are not being able to express how they feel, or got a lot of pressure on them. And I feel like if we can find that way to communicate, and break the cycle of just shoot, kill, and find like a better way. Like I do peer mediation too with another organization called The Dream, and we go speak to kids, and they teach them peer mediation, like things like that needs to be worked more.
Conflict resolution. Yep.
Conflict resolution. There you go. And I feel like that part of it needs to be really, 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 really enhanced when kids are young, to teach them a better way to how to deal with conflict. And that's what's missing right now. I feel like, and we at a place where it's kind of we way behind the ball. Everybody has their mindset on how to handle things, and that's not the way to go.
Well, I think they're not talking to the young people. They all of them are in the room and they talking to each other. But to me, when they having these conversations, they need to have some young kids in the room with them. The kids should be included in the conversation.
And I give the young kids a lot of credit too, as much as like it comes from them, but at the same time, because when I first started doing it, like in the early 2000s, going to schools, I didn't never really see kids like out there wanting to be on the front, like in the marches and stuff like that. But now you see the kids, because it's affecting them in school. I used to go to schools and tell kids like stay in school, but now I'm like, how can I tell you to stay in school when you might get shot in school? Like, you know what I mean? And now I feel like they kind of becoming the voice because they're tired too, and it's coming from such a sad, tragic place though.
Yeah.
But I give them a lot of credit because they used to be like talking at them, but now they're part of the conversation. They're leading a lot of conversations. So I give the kids a lot of credit these days. They're going through a lot, but they responding in a way that they want change. You can see it sometimes.
Because when I went to school, we didn't have to worry about nobody carrying no guns.
Yeah.
And if it did happen, it was far and few. But now it's crazy. Kids is 15-year-olds with guns shooting at.
It's regular.
Yeah, shooting at. And the thing is, they missing the people they shooting, and then they shooting the wrong person, which is very, very sad. Very, very, very sad. So, what schools do you have? You traveled the states?
Yeah, I've been New York City, all over New York City, doing a lot of. So when me and Rick first started doing it, we shared our story. We got a song called "Welcome to Reality" that we perform, and we just share our story. Go through like the process of what happened, and go through the process, because there's two parts to that. There is a side to where there's like, okay, look what happened to me because I was heading down a negative road, or like it was random. It was an accident. You just never know. But on the flip side of that, it's like, okay, look at me. I changed my life around, and I'm actually achieving my dreams too. So there is something you can achieve if you don't waste the time and doing the negative thing. Because I feel like if we don't give the youth tangible things to fall back on when you tell them that, it just goes in one ear out the other.
Yep.
So the whole idea of welcome to reality is like the song was like, stop, think, welcome to reality. You think you're rough, you think you're tough, you think you're bad as me, you think you're hard, you think you're God, you live in fantasy. Keep it up and you're gonna end up sitting down like me. That goes to the spill like Mr. But it's almost just giving hopefully like an order operation. Like you get mad, all right, stop. Think about what you're about to do. Now, you know the consequences. You shoot somebody, you might end up in jail. You
Or
might hit the
dead.
wrong person. You might shoot your family member because Rick was hit by a stray bullet. So it's like just hopefully giving them that moment of pause and just stop and think. And then you say, welcome to reality. And the reality of the situation is what you see when you actually stop and think. So hopefully that's the message. And that's what the program is about, the Welcome to Reality program that we do. It's like just giving that impression and also like order operation to stop and think and hopefully make a better decision than the one you're about to make.
What did you think about Mr. Winston teaching young black boys and girls how to fly?
I think that was amazing. It's so funny that I just actually watched Top Gun like last night, and I was thinking about that as he was speaking because I was watching them and that, I'm like wow, like do they really? I'm looking at how they flying and I'm like that looks pretty cool. Like if I could control that. And so to him speaking about that today, I was like my mind was right there in the clouds, just thinking about how that could be possible. And I feel like if kids could get into that and then combined it with like seeing a movie like Top Gun and like just really getting like an aspiration for something that's bigger than just flying and can see like a path forward where they could be like cool with it. That's the perfect combination right there. I wanted to also ask him about like people with disabilities and like how they
Yeah, I
feel.
want to. That's a great question, and I don't think he's here. I need to call him and ask him that.
Yeah, because I feel like that I would like to do something like that
He'll
myself.
be on Lays in the morning, right?
No, I'm getting ready to call Mr. Winston right now. You keep talking. Ask him a question.
This happened to you. You're 17 years old, and when you're a teenager, everything just seems magnified. Every little thing seems like the end of the world. So, at 17, what was your mindset when this happened, and how did you, did your mother help you get beyond it? What steps did you take to get to a more positive attitude?
It was a long journey to get there, and I had to learn
Winston, can you
how to try new things and face my fears, because adjusting to being in a wheelchair is physically is one thing, but mentally is a whole nother thing. So physically, once I had to get over that hurdle, and once I was getting over that hurdle, the mental part was the hardest challenge because I couldn't really be who I was. So I had to figure out how to find that balance of still being a young guy in the neighborhood I was in, still trying to be cool, still trying to fit in with my friends. I went back. So one of the things I did, what I try to tell people, 'cause when I didn't have all the answers, what I did do was put myself in new situations to try to build my character up and find out who I was in any situation. So I went back to school. That was one of the things I did, and that taught me a lot about myself. And then I got back into making music, and music gave me a real way to express myself at the time, which I really needed. And I didn't realize that till more recently now, because a lot of the songs I was making was speaking about things I was feeling and going through, and it was a lot of like stressful things and a lot of answers to questions I probably couldn't answer. I couldn't answer directly to people at the time, so I would put it in my songs, and it was an outlet. So I feel like between starting to be more outgoing and finding that outlet through music, it gave me a way to like carve my way through navigating this new identity I found myself in with my music and just going out there and achieving my dreams. And when I speak to people about it, that's what I try to tell them, like to find an outlet and don't try to have all the answers at the same time. Like, you can't have all the answers because you don't know. But if you just try to put one foot in front of the other, even if you can't walk, whatever, just make a move, do something, and don't say no to everything. You know, somebody say, yo, let's go to the movie, just go. Somebody say, yo, you want to do this, just do it, just so you don't got to sit in the house and just be bored. But because what happens is if you don't really know how to deal with the situation, you'll start learning, and that's what you want to do. You want to start learning and growing. So that's the process. Like, get an outlet to let out whatever you feel inside that's bothering you, and then just start being out there, get out there, and try to live a life.
So you wanted to ask Mr. Winston
Yeah,
a
Mr.
question. He
Winston's
just
on.
punched back in for you, so you can ask him the question.
Oh, what's going on, man? Yeah, I was listening to you when you was talking about the flying and everything, and I was wondering how that works for people. Have you ever had somebody like with a disability who's in a wheelchair? 'Cause I know with cars they have the hand controls, but flying, I just tell them I watched Top Gun last night, the new one. I was like really intrigued with what they was doing. I was like, damn, like I want to be like the Maverick, probably fly through the. It was flying fast too. Then he went up. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like, but I see that. I know that's possible because I know they got planes out there that's crazy. But I would like to really find out more information about that.
So there was a case where a person who your same condition that received their private pilot certificate, but a special plane, because on our planes we utilize the rudders, and that's the foot pedals, and we utilize that the yard plane and the taxi. So it will be a plane specifically for that. And every pilot, before they get their private pilot certificate, they have to go to a FAA medical examiner. And then the medical examiner got to sign you off to say you're capable of flying the plane.
That would be worth it, though.
There was a case recently I read that someone who was paraplegic did receive a private pilot certificate, but the plane he had was designed specifically for him.
Oh, wow. Look at that, Tap. You learned something new today, honey.
You could be Top Gun.
That's right. You could be Top Gun, Tap. Tap into that Top Gun.
That's a different way to Top Gun, like fly. You know, sometimes that's where the youth need metaphors.
Mm-hmm.
Metaphors to express themselves, like. You know, like we said, yo, I'm fly. I like being fly. Well, you could actually really be fly, or like, you know, just you could shoot for the stars. Go like, I think metaphors too kind of help when you can speak to kids in metaphors that kind of give them different ideas the way they can do things.
Well, you know, for my topic today, for Mr. Winston, I put, how do we teach our kids how to fly high?
Yeah.
So for the topic, that's what I put for him. How do we teach our kids how to fly high without getting high? No fentanyl and all this crazy K2Z, XYZ drugs out here. So that you know, it's important for us to really try to keep our young people very busy, but not only keep them busy, but talking to them at the same. So, Mr. Shana Pace, what you got to say? Or you just got us on? Tashana is the director over at the Drew Hamilton. Miss Bap. She's the director of the Drew Hamilton Center. She ain't even on. Look at her.
She just listening.
Miss Black American Princess, are you there?
She just listening. She in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. We have Black Tie Familia on. So
straight out of Virginia, baby.
Yeah, Virginia.
Word up in the chat room. Robin says, shoot your shot. Karen Brewer says, what a fantastic idea. This is stuff that had been going on kind of during the show, I would imagine, that they were talking about. So, you know, everybody's, chat room was live today.
So
is he performing on Mad Wednesdays?
He's performed on Mad Wednesday. He ain't performed lately. You know, he's big time now.
Oh, he
So I
done hit.
gotta wait-
Oh, okay.
I gotta
okay.
wait till when he can come back around
Right,
again.
right. He's that guy.
But
Okay.
you know what? We need to we have to see how we can really push Mr. Faison also in talking about aviation, because people are not having those kind of conversations in the classroom
At all.
with the children, giving them an opportunity that, you know, this is available for you, and using TAP too. TAP, do you travel outside of New York?
Yes, I do. I'm actually heading to Philadelphia this weekend to perform at a Disability Pride Festival, and yeah, I've been all over.
And the response has been good.
Yeah, actually, like with Gary, the tour that we did, we went to Atlanta, went to Philly, went to Virginia, Orlando, spoke at school. So that's what I love to do. I love to get around and like be in front of the youth. That's why I don't really go out to too many like things. I just for like camera stuff, because I really like to just be in front of the kids and stuff. That's what I like. That's why I feel like I'm most valuable.
Now-
I don't have another like message to say on like the platform, like what do you say on people that do like speeches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do like to share my testimony to like the kids who really gonna get something from it.
Now, do you do Ronald McDonald House and St. Jude's, or are you strictly just to children that are in the public schools?
Nah, but that would be cool if you got a hookup for that. I never did that.
You
I
need to
do-
expand your horizon.
Yeah.
You need to
And
fly high.
Speak to a lot of people that come through Mount Sinai Hospital that we have spinal cord injury department.
Oh, so have you been to a children's hospital?
Nah, I don't think so. I've never been to children's hospital. I've been to Walter Reed Hospital for like the soldiers and stuff.
Oh, okay. So you got to work on that. Who's managing you?
Well, I say God. you know.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's the best manager
Can't
you
get
can
no better
have.
than that.
Can't get better than that.
I gotta bring my tambourine next year.
We just gave you the God song.
There you go.
Tap.
Yeah, I'm all about that. I'm all about it because I always feel like it's bigger than me. I don't know why a lot of this stuff be happening, but I feel like it's meant for me. So I take it like that.
Black Tie Familiar, Mr. Steven. Unmute yourself, boo. So
Peace.
do y'all have any violent interrupters down there in Richmond? How is the gun violence down? I know it's everywhere, but
It's awful. It's awful. Last night it was 6 killings last night in Richmond. Petersburg had 7.
Yes, Petersburg. I heard. What is this, like a virus?
Was that a
going
mass
on?
shooting in Petersburg, or just 7
Yeah, so-
independent killings?
It was just 7 independent killings in Chesterfield. It was a house party. 11 people got shot.
At a house party?
Yes,
I'm
graduation party.
I'm confused. Who goes
Graduation.
who goes to a party with a gun?
It's terrible. The kids are accessing guns so quick right now. You know, they 18 without, you know what I'm saying, having any warrants or felonies. So they go on grabbing guns and, you know what I'm saying, they're not taught to use them. So they're using them on people. Just Saturday was another kid just walking down the street with an AR-15 just attached to his side. Couldn't have been no more than 17, 18 years old.
With an AR-15?
Just walking down the street.
Just walking down the street.
Wow.
And I'm sure he doesn't have a permit, or does he? You can't just walk.
It's easy for them to access a gun. They can't buy alcohol, but they can buy a gun.
That's crazy.
You know, those guns are so available to these kids right now. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no education on how to use a gun. So they're using them on each other and anybody that gets in their way.
And the sad part is the people that they shooting, they ain't shooting, but the innocent bystanders is getting shot.
That's it.
Cause Philly, down at one of their festivals yesterday, 7 people got shot at the festival in Philly.
Do you think this is done by design, though? I mean,
Of
look
course.
at this. It's like a pandemic going
Yeah,
around.
it's
man.
like a
in every
pandemic.
inner city. It's like in every inner city is
Yeah.
going on the same thing.
Yep. And today, New York, Hochul finally did something right. She just passed a law that makes it hard for young people to get here in New York State to have access to guns. You can't just go and get a magazine or one of them guns that, first of all, why you need a gun to shoot more than 30 times?
You don't.
Like, that's crazy. The people in the war, people that go to war don't even have them kind of guns unless they're in a serious war. But you know my solution, send them to Ukraine. That would change their mind.
The laws was made to protect them. That
True.
was it. That's why they got the gun lobbies doing what they do. They're
That's
not going
true.
to change the laws.
That's true.
It was made to protect them to kill us off.
That's true.
And now we just doing it, you know what I'm saying, voluntarily for them now.
But I thought they would do something after all them 20 babies got killed in Connecticut.
They don't care.
It
Their
doesn't interrupt
solution
their
is
neighborhoods.
everybody should have a gun.
Right? He said
It's not interrupting their neighborhoods where they live at.
Yeah, we got to do something. Everybody has to get involved. I don't know, hugging them, showing them love. I don't know what's going to put prayer back in the schools. I don't know what they need to do, but they need to do something, and they need to do it fast. Between climate change and violence in our schools and streets with the young people, you can't even get on the train.
Robin said, children with guns, are we in Iraq? We're worse than Iraq,
Right,
actually.
right.
It's really crazy. But the problem is, I think the situation isn't really being taken seriously yet. You know what I'm saying, with these kids. And I have to go back to the foundation of it. Number one, they're spiritually barren, right? They have no awareness of something greater than themselves or God or higher power. So for them to go and take a life isn't like,
it means nothing.
It doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? When we were younger, if you was going to make a decision to take somebody's life, it was a very big decision for you to go, you know what, I'm going to get engaged in this activity. These kids, it's like they're playing a video game. Like they're going to get back up.
Because they getting it from the video games too.
So they have no sense of self or God, really. You know what I'm saying? And once you remove that, once you remove morality, or even just the fear that there's something else that can happen behind you doing this, then you can just let it rip all you want. And that's why you have these mass shootings.
I like how you said that fear. That fear was my mother.
Yeah.
And my grandmother and my grandfather.
That's right.
We had those parents that didn't take nothing. You
That
know
is
what I'm saying?
correct.
You're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? We was taught, you know what I'm saying, morals and values and integrity.
Correct.
You know?
And all that is barren right now, right? You know, the state of parenting is in handcuffs. You know, if you want to chastise your kid, you're a bad parent. If you want to discipline your kid by beating them or giving them a whipping, you're a bad parent. You know, you got to
want to chastise them.
Exactly. And so now you got to you can't raise your children anymore, right? We're not allowed to raise our children anymore. And I'm like this: if I can't raise them, and then he want to call the police on me, well, you know what? Go ahead and take them. Do a better job. Go ahead, take them, police, because they're not taking me. You know, it's like they take the kid out of the house. They're not taking me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I you know, it's hard for me. You know, when you look at these things, and it's hard for any parent today to be a parent because you're cuffed up.
Yeah.
Your kid go to school with a blemish on them, they calling the ACS on you.
I know one thing. My mother used to tear me up,
Yep.
wet with no clothes on.
Yep.
And you dare,
God
and
forbid you had to call her while she's at work.
Right. Oh Lord.
That's right.
Even if you was right, if they had to call you, just because they called your
Right.
parent,
That's right. There was a problem.
you was gonna get ass with.
Yeah, you got ass whipping. That's right.
Yes, you were.
So
I've been on jobs as a police officer. I'm 21 years on the NYPD. I've been to assignments that kids are calling the cops on the police on their parents,
Right.
and we have no choice. If you got bruising, if it was a weapon used, assault too, we don't even have any choice but to arrest the parents. It's serious.
Now, Winston, you know when I was coming up,
We got beat with everything.
We got beat with everything. Ain't nobody even thought. We
Right.
didn't even think to call our police officers.
Hell no.
Ironing cords.
Right. Extension cords, ironing cords, shoes.
Switch.
Whatever was happening,
Go
Robin
get-
said,
and you had to get the switch yourself.
Yeah.
right, go out there and pick up a switch for yourself.
And don't come back with a little switch.
That's right.
That's a double beating.
That's a double beat.
Robin said if black people had as many guns as they do, there would be a gun reform.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If black, yeah. Said Robin said it happened to me. She's talking about the child situation in the home, is what she's talking about. Yeah, I guess you're right.
So let's ask Mr. Winston, what do you think this quarter of the solution is?
It all comes down to financial stability. Listen, if you, first of all, I think the first thing we should do is ownership. You know, we spend a lot of money on fixing housing instead of giving ownership to housing. You know, when people own where they live at and they take pride in what they have and they take care of it. I think it should be some type of ownership when it comes to housing instead of renting. And also, people just need jobs, money, not jobs.
You right.
Not even jobs.
You right.
Entrepreneurship, businesses. Get jobs. You know, in every African American neighborhood, how many black-owned businesses you see?
None, no more.
Like we don't want to. It's because when the banks give loans to certain businesses, it goes to certain communities, and not our community. But I think when it comes to business ownership and home ownership, that will change the game.
Big shout out to my man Brian Pringle. He says, "Hey everyone," and he says, "I agree. Ownership is the way to go."
Yeah,
that's Brian Pringle in the chat room.
Well, Steven,
Not only with
he got real estate.
It has to be support too, because we don't support each other as a culture.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We open up businesses every day in our neighborhoods, but how many people really going to support it? Or he think he better than people?
Right,
Or
right.
I'm not shopping in there. I'm gonna go over here and shop over here because I don't want him to get ahead. He come from the same place I come from.
Right.
You know, it's all about the support, but people don't think it's popular to support you until it's popular to support you.
Right.
No, I'm chronic with it. We have an actual a butcher, which I probably should play his commercial, but we have a butcher next door, and he's a 35-year-old black man, right, named Prince Abu. That's the name of the shop, and I support his shop. You know what I'm saying?
To walk over there, Prince Abu.
Yeah. I went in there the other day and I actually shot a video. I shot a commercial for the dude. I was like, yo, I'm gonna shoot this commercial for you. He didn't even know that what I was doing. And then I gave it to him. He's like, yo, thank you. I said, listen, you a young black brother doing something for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I've been out here in these streets. I'm gonna do what I can to support you to make your business right. You know what I'm saying? I'm chronic with that. I'm like, what? And you 36 years old and you're a butcher? That's even more odd. You know what I'm saying? So you know,
and we don't financially support each. Like I had to speak. I had to give an award at the New York Theological Seminary, and I gave award to Dr. Chosky. He's the 43rd.
Chashi.
He said proxy. That's how he said. You know his name. Proxy. Think of proxy. Chosky.
Chosky?
Prosky Chosky. That's
Oh,
how he told me.
okay.
That's how he gets his patients to remember his name. But anyway, before I was rudely interrupted.
I'm sorry.
So we were leaving, and the coat check lady, you know, coat check was free. Not many people had coats, but they was coming from work, so they was doing their back. So I gave the lady a $5 tip, and she said, I don't have change, because no, you're the only one to tip me. I was like, yo, our people are a piece of work.
Like, damn.
Like, for real.
Yeah.
Or when I'm selling my African American black gifts, you want a discount. Now I'm telling you, I'm doing this because I need it. This is my like little hustle, and I'm telling you, I need you to support me, and you trying to get a discount. But you'll go and pay $300 for a brand new pair of sneakers. You go in the bar and spend $100 and God knows what, $300 for what is it? Ace of Spades or one of them drinks.
Right.
I don't know what an Ace of Spades is.
That's what you call them, champagne. So you know, I don't know where we got backwards thinking. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah.
We got backwards. Like Mr. Winston said, do a discovery flight, $250. I'm gonna do the discovery flight. I ain't gonna call Mr. Now I might call him and say I want to do 10 classes. And do he have anybody that's older that's looking for a hot mama? I might ask him that. But other than that, it's $215. It's $250 because I know when I get up in that air, I want to be safe, and I want to know. I want to be with somebody experienced to know what they doing. I ain't going to Ned DeWino to try to teach me how to ride a plane. Now I might be able to get Ned DeWino for $5, but I ain't gonna get no real pilot for no $5.
Right, without a doubt.
So we have to, we have to really learn to support each other. And when you support other people, the blessing behind it is so astronomical. I'm sure, Taps, you could talk about that too. And Mr. Winston, I'm sure that God has blessed y'all with something that you didn't even know you was going to receive, because when you give back to the community, that's just what happens. Whether it's extra years on your life, whether it's you getting up in the morning, with a sound mind, the blessing does not always have to be financial. It could be physical, spiritual, mental. And I can't see nobody, Rock.
They're there. But I'm just, I'm going through some stuff.
Oh.
I'm trying to find this commercial.
Prince Abu.
Yeah, Prince Abu's joint. I thought I had
Steven, I'm trying to plan out when I'm coming. Are you coming up here for the golf?
Yes, I'll be picking you up.
Oh.
Well, there you have it.
You
got right that to the point. You don't need my old car, huh? Okay, all right. That's how we moving.
I got personal service, Denise, just in case you're slow. Just in case Denise slow getting to me. I'll be on. I know Steven and them get here on time.
I'm gonna get in the car with y'all too then.
You're more than welcome.
Oh, look at that, Denise. You can park and get in the car with us. You gotta be on time though, Denise. Rock, you go. Oh, Rock, you. Oh, I heard y'all wearing a tuxedo.
Yeah, that's the word on the street.
Yeah, I heard they wearing a tuxedo, and y'all doing some special dance or something.
Are you spilling the beans, Maria?
Yeah, I'm spilling the beans because I want to know what the inside scoop is.
Nah, we doing something special. You know what I'm saying? Grown and sexy.
Well, y'all, I should be in the special too.
Am
I hosting it? Shake with your mom. I'm gonna get in and say, "This is Lays from MOP and Shake with your mama gave y'all."
I'm not doing that. You see how she do me, man? Yeah, I'm not doing that. I mean, I think we're trying to get a band and do sort of a whole thing.
We're gonna get a band. We're gonna get a band. Even if we can't get called, I got some musicians.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. So that should be cool. And we're wearing white tuxedos.
You wearing white tuxedos?
Uh-huh.
So you getting your hair cut and all that, right?
Yeah, I'm shape up.
You getting that beard shaped up?
Yeah.
Can't eat no hamburger with no ketchup then.
Yeah. I'm going to get shaped up. Plus, big shout out to Bishop Jordan. Happy birthday. It's his birthday. I think he's 61 or 62 years old now. So he's doing Friday and Saturday. I'll be doing that.
You got to wear tuxedo to that?
Just a suit.
Oh.
Just rocking a suit. You know what I'm saying?
You got a suit?
I have quite a few suits.
Are you taking Robin?
No, because I'm working.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm actually working, but I got to wear a suit while I work.
Wait. Oh, can I be your roadie?
No, I'm actually doing the sound. I'm the sound guy.
Well, don't you need somebody to run around for you?
No.
Like a sound guy, assistant kind of thing?
Nah. Nah.
Oh, I'm good to ride to Philly, but I can't get in Bishop Jordan party.
You good to Philly? Come on, we did that. You good for Philly? You was great. You was great.
Steven, we went to Philly.
She was up 5 a.m.
That was hard though. That was rough.
Yeah, that was rough. She went back to sleep on me.
No, I didn't. I was awake. We talked the whole time.
No, I'm talking about when I went to go pick you up.
Oh, I know one thing. We went on a food fest that day though.
Oh yeah.
I even had a cheesesteak Philly from Philly.
Did y'all forget about Tap Waters?
No, we want Tap Waters in the conversation too. He can jump in. Tap, you like cheesesteak Phillies?
Cheesesteak Phillies.
I mean, where you going?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh, Philly cheesesteak. Y'all know what the hell I was talking about. You know when your mother was looking at you and she was calling you Barbara, and you was like, "Mom, my name ain't Barbara." I'm looking at you. You know I'm talking to you. Damn it. Whatever name I call. Your mother never did that to you?
Did what?
My mother had 6 kids and call you the wrong. She be like, "My name's Antoinette. Brenda, Mom, my name ain't Brenda. Well, you know, I'm looking at you, so you know to respond.
Yeah. That has happened to me, yes.
Steven, I know you had that happen in your family.
Yes. I got 7 brothers and sisters.
Oh,
so
man, I know you got called everybody's name, right?
Yes. Yes.
How's your grandbaby?
She's right here. She's good.
I would love to see her. Rock.
Oh, you want to
Say
see
hi.
it?
Yeah.
Pull up this commercial.
I'm trying to find my
Maria.
commercial. I'm trying.
You gotta pull up the commercial. We can't see my child. Oh, that's okay. I can go on Facebook.
Can I ask
There you go.
Tat
No, there you
Waters?
go.
Can I
There you go.
ask Tat Waters one more
Hey,
question?
yes, you can ask Tat Waters.
Tat Waters,
Hi,
how did you
honey.
get the name Tat
say hi.
Waters?
Tell her.
How did I get Tat Waters? I was actually, I got that name in 1999 when I was about to come home from the hospital. I just wanted to name myself. I didn't want to come home with the same like name as when I was before when I was walking. I just wanted to start new.
Yeah.
I was just sitting one day and I was trying to describe how I rap, and I was like, I flow like water, but I'm on the streets, and that's the tap water. But then when you get like spiritual with it, it's like, you know, I tap into a lot of different energies when it comes to like beats and things like that. So the tap really goes into a lot of different directions, and the water and the flow. So it just really describes my rhyming style. I like to rhyme to any beats, so I tap into beats and just flow on them like water.
We got to get you down to Richmond, Virginia with my people. That's a Black Tie Familiar. Oh, listen, Steven, I did a big podcast, and my people from Washington, D.C. said they heard of you or something. So I'm trying to tap you into, these movers and shakers, honey. Movers and shakers.
Yes.
Movers and shakers. He owned houses. His bar, look, his bar is crazy. His bar is some big, huge room with 4 TVs around it, and then the exercise room is next door. I was like, so do you go exercise? No, I said right, because by the time you look at them TVs and you sitting down. Oh, okay. Wait,
I got Prince Abu. Let me go back.
Well, can you announce what it is?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me
I'm
fix it.
talking. You got to
No,
Then you change my.
Oh, wait, let me fix it.
I ain't purple no more than Galaxy.
I gotta fix it. I know what's happening. Yeah, it goes away.
You showing me? You know we on fasting, and you showing us steaks and burgers and porterhouse.
Yeah, hold on.
Liver, short ribs, local eggs, Triple J,
eggs, fresh eggs.
Right. Prince Abu don't have no salads.
Yeah, hold on for a minute. I gotta fix them up. I gotta edit it up a little bit.
Oh Lord.
I gotta make it fit. Go ahead, keep talking.
You done messed the whole thing up showing steaks and Butcher's Choice.
That's what we do.
We talk about music and tapping, and you showing us chop choice.
So Tat Waters, how do you take care of your health?
Right.
Are you health conscious?
Yeah.
Drinking smoothies?
Working out in the gym.
Tap.
Did you cut Tap off?
Nah, I didn't.
They frozen.
Oh, everybody.
Nah, nobody's frozen.
Yes, they are. Ain't nobody moving.
Black Tie. Nah, Black Tie moving.
What up?
Tap.
Oh, I think Tap tapped out.
Oh, Tap taps out.
Yeah, because that's a different tap there. I'm gonna play Prince Abu's thing. Oh, let me play it. I'm finally getting around to it.
Oh Lord, I'm charging you for this.
Oh, Maria.
Maria.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, come on. Okay, there you go. All right. Yeah, I got it.
You've been saying that for the last hour.
No, you see, yo, Black Tie, you see I get harassed by this woman? It's ridiculous. Okay.
My name is Abu So, 6 years old, and right now we're standing inside of Prince Abu's Butchery, my butcher shop. All of the meat is locally sourced from states that we share borders with. Well, over here in the beautiful case, we have some lamb. We got lamb chops over here. We've got a rump roast. We got some lamb spare ribs. And
I give up.
belly. We've got some chopped meat.
I done
We've
tried.
got some beef.
I got no sound. I got no video now. Hold on for 1 second.
Local eggs from Triple J Farm up in Windsor, New York. Spare ribs.
Hold
We
on.
got T-bone steaks, flank steaks, ribeye, tri-tip, tomahawk steak, flat iron steak,
All right,
chicken.
hold on, Prince Abu.
I don't know what the hell you do.
I have no idea either, to tell you the truth. I don't know why it's even acting like that. He should be here. He should be here, and I should be able to transition, and I should have video, but nope. All right, I give up. Okay, I give up. All right, I'll play it next week when I'll put it back on, and I'll show
So
you
we know
homeboy.
Prince Abu got steaks.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
That's what we
Why
know.
you turn me off?
No. I'm
Oh, we
loading
purple
you.
again. We back in the
I'm loading you back
galaxy.
up. I'm loading you back up.
Here in the beautiful case.
I got you. There you
We
go.
got the meat man talking.
Yeah, nah, he's gone now. There you go. I got him back.
Can we see the other people too?
Yeah, Robinson. Struggle. Oh,
like
there you
this?
go.
We're having a struggle show.
I know. Lord have mercy.
Now I know that with Prince Abu. But if you get a chance, he's on Steinway Street. He has good sticks.
Hey, Hatch. Everybody just in the room on mute.
Yeah, everybody
I
quiet.
think he tapped out.
Yeah, tapped out. Yeah, because tap had a different thing. It didn't say tap. He had something else going on. Hatch is on. Hey, Hatch, what's up?
Y'all gave him a new name.
Oh, Hatch. Lord Ed Hatch. I mean, Ed. Lord have mercy. I'm calling him Ed Hatch.
Oh, you just calling everybody wrong shit today.
Yeah. Hi, hey, Ed. How was graduation?
It was missing you.
No, it wasn't because I couldn't walk. I didn't even go to the funeral.
Oh man.
Yeah, I didn't even go to my friend's funeral.
I'm disappointed that you and Dean couldn't make it.
Okay.
But I did leave a comment in the chat about supporting, and I feel that a lot of Black people have shops and stores, in communities, and asking for support. I think that we need to teach empowerment in order for us to strengthen our communities and our families in order to be able to support, so that support can be felt. Until then, we'll always be at the bottom.
Yep. Started on the bottom, now we here. See people like this right here? All these fancy people in Harlem, the ones that sit at the what's the name of the wine wine bar, all these extravagant people making shoes and doing all this, but they ain't out in the community doing nothing. All they doing is creating wines for themselves and making sure they get money, and you could do all of that, but you still can get shot on your way home because we all live in the same community.
And that is the truth.
Yep. So
you have a meeting after this or anything?
On Thursday, yeah, I do have a meeting after this, so we need to be wrapping
Time
up.
check.
Yep. On Thursday, I will be hosting Kings and Crab on 125th Street. It's only really for political people and
like myself,
leadership and
like me. Yeah.
You can't come. Ain't you doing something Thursday?
Probably.
It's from 6 to 9, and she took the big space on 125th Street, Olive Garden, and Dapper Dan has a piece of it. And then on Friday, they doing all of the top hip hop artists are gonna be there so I'm gonna be there Thursday and Friday.
Nice.
So Janine, you're invited.
Thank you.
And maybe Rock.
Yeah, I try
But
to
Rock,
make
you ain't gonna don't be trying to make it.
Yeah,
and the
I mean,
food and
listen.
drinks are gonna be free. I can't do none of that, but I'll be there. I'm the host.
Oh, you
They got
can't.
me hosting.
You're fasting.
No, I'm trying to change the way I eat so my weight can come down.
All right, well, cool. Then I'll go there. I'll work it out for you. Don't worry about it.
So we want to thank Mr. Winston Faison
For coming on.
for coming
Aviation
on
for Us.
Aviation for Us and Tap Waters, 4 Wheels City
Entertainment.
Entertainment, and we want to thank both of them. We're gonna have them back on. Tashana must be asleep. You know, don't be young.
What? Nah.
Are we boring you?
No. I was illustrating what Tashana might be doing. That was didn't you see how it queued up like that?
No, I ain't seen no damn cue. It sounded like you was yawning because you
I'm
need some
tired.
sleep.
I am tired.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you. We haven't been on for the last 2 weeks, but we will be consistent until something else happens.
All right. So when I see you, and please, if you're on the line, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Boardwalk Global Media on YouTube. Don't forget Can't Be Silenced. What's your podcast? Right, you want to sign in for that?
www.can'tbesilenced.org. You still can make a donation to AIDS Walk New York. I'll be collecting money until Friday. You can still make a donation. I raised $1,500. How much you up to now, Janine? Get these two to make a donation.
No, that's a lot. Yeah.
I was 815.
Your numbers are
Get some more.
She's having astonishing numbers. I love it.
So she could be a Star Walker.
There you go. So we have to take care of this situation.
Mr. Steven for Richmond, he made a donation.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Gwen.
Come on, for me is 100, baby. 100.
From Crazy
Wine.
Crazy Horse Wine. Crazy Shoe Wine.
Oh, Crazy Shoe.
Yeah,
Crazy Shoe Wine. Yeah, I remember that.
And she got a license. She got a permit for New York to sell wine in New York City.
Oh, she did? That
yes,
is
I told her that
Nice.
you might know some places.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
make
she's
sure you
trying to come too.
dope.
Steven, I think she's trying to come on Sunday too.
Yes.
Oh, okay. We're going
Yes, he's trying to come.
It's gonna be some fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good old time.
So make sure you guys subscribe to the page and like the page, please. All that matters, right?
Mad Wednesday is Wednesday, June 15th, and we're having the EP release for
Baba T.
Straight out of Australia.
Straight out of Australia. You have Sean Whitington performing that night.
Mm-hmm.
You have is OG performing that night? No, I don't think he's performing. I think he's doing the next month. But you got a lot of artists that are coming on.
Yes, I have a lot of artists coming on.
Yeah.
And Q Media.
OG's coming back?
Yeah, Q Media has 3 artists.
Oh, coming on.
Oh,
wow.
Okay, all right. So that means next week's show we'll be doing the pre-Mad Wednesday show. Is that correct?
Correct.
With the artists?
Even though it's the second week, but it's really the third Wednesday.
Yeah. So time is moving.
So on the Monday after that, I'm trying to get Russell Patterson from Black Ivory, and then maybe do Sauce Money, the No and the O, because this is Black History Month.
Black Music Month.
Black, same thing, history music. You gotta know.
We finally got a long month, huh? Thank you.
So good night. We love you, and we'll see you soon.
God bless and good night.
Monday, every Monday, 5 p.m.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you.